I'm going to tell you a story about my experience when I was living in California. I first moved to San Diego, and I was living in a house with some friends, just a few of my friends. And it was during the fall of 1983. Some of our friends and I had decided to grow a garden. And we actually grew a garden full of peppers, and jalapeno peppers were included. They were beautiful. They were red, yellow, green, and we had so many, but we didn't want them to go to waste. So I got the idea of, getting all peppers and gathering them, and during the winter, we'd put them or freeze them, and then during the winter, we'd try to make chili. So when it came that time, I gathered all the peppers and came back into the house and washed them and dried them and put them off to the side. So I was thinking of how I was going to cut the peppers. So I would cut off the stem and then throw those away, and then cut them in half and scoop out the seeds. So I, did that with all the peppers. I just kept cutting them and taking all the seeds until there's a big pile. And then I noticed that my hands, my palms, started to get that burning feeling. So I was like, okay. So I stopped and washed them, kept cutting some more. But oh my gosh, that burning feeling just kept building. And my hands were not comfortable. So I stopped. I washed my hands, used soap, and tried to use a scrub brush to just really scrub that burning feeling off. So then I dried them, and that did not work. That burning feeling just kept burning and building. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to get a bowl full of ice water. So I went to the sink and filled a bowl full of ice water and got some ice and soaked my hands in them. And that just instantly relieved that feeling. So after an hour of soaking my hands, I tried to put lotion on my hands, and that just burned. My hands were on fire. So I washed my hands again and soaked my fingers and hands again in that ice water. And then later my friend came home and I was like, what are you doing? And so I explained, and I tried to ask them, what should I do? So they suggested maybe that I should call urgent care and they could help us. So I said, okay. So they're on the phone talking to the person, and meanwhile, after 3 or 4 hours, my fingertips had shriveled up like raisins. And so then I was told to put meat on my hands to soothe the pain, and I thought, what? You're crazy. So I was like, you gotta be making that up. And they said, no, try it. So I was like, okay. So then when they tried to put some powder on my hands later, it just burned. That feeling was not going away. So again, I soaked my hands in the ice water, and after 6 or 7 hours, I was just so tired. So around bedtime, I decided that I was going to sleep in the kitchen, and so I got a chair and turned it around so my back was facing the sink, and I placed the bowl full of ice water behind me and just put my hands behind me, soaking my hands on them, hoping that it would relieve the pain. So I woke up in the middle of the night, about 12:30 in the morning, and I woke up and that burning feeling started to just hurt again. So I soaked my hands again and just hoped that maybe it would go away. So now, if I ever decide to cut peppers again, I'm going to make sure that I will definitely wear rubber gloves, because I do not want to have to go through that process again.